Well, howdy, y'all. So we're live at 7:45. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who are tuning in later, hey, welcome, welcome. We've already got one person. So as you notice, I'm live and I'm alone, so I've got to control everything. That's all right. It's all good. Welcome. This is going to be fun. I hope the sound is good. I'm just going to check something real quick here. Am I? Yeah, we're all good. Okay, so the sound should be fine. I hope you guys are getting this. And right. Tonight's topic, Bluetooth. So, you know what? I don't know. Maybe you're like me. All these wires, like, oh, wait, I got this for the computer. Yeah, I got a mouse, headphone. Yeah, we can do better than this. Come on. So let's talk about this technology that almost borders on magic. It's called Bluetooth, right? Now, the question is, do you have Bluetooth? Chances are yes. Chances are you already have Bluetooth and you're all set to use it. So this is good. You are absolutely, it's a very, very common technology. And, it allows us to cut the cord, get the freedom back, and really kind of get out there. So instead of all those wires dangling all over, I'm sure you've seen, some of these lovely, lovely little headphones, that just, oh, and of course, now it tried to switch the mic in, but that's okay. It switches over, right? Right. So those AirPods, you can hook up speakers. You can hook up. Hey, if I can get this out here, hook up gaming controllers. In fact, you'll notice that most of the game systems have gone wireless, and they use either direct Bluetooth or some variation on Bluetooth. So yes, this is quite common to have Bluetooth around. So yeah, and there's keyboards and mice and all sorts of stuff, different kinds of controllers, and definitely accessibility devices for those who have trouble seeing or hearing or, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Great to see you, Greg. It's been a while. So, yeah, and I don't know if you guys knew this. I don't know if you knew this, but did you know that if you get a Bluetooth keyboard, you can hook it up to your smartphone, tablet, computer, or sometimes even your smart TV, which is really cool because those, hey, welcome Sabrina, nice to see you on. You can actually hook up a Bluetooth keyboard to your phone, tablet, or even smart TV. It's really awesome. In fact, there are people who travel for business, and it's great to be able to kind of put your phone down and start typing and really kind of just go for it. So that is really, really neat and really, really fun. And I'm going to put that down there. All right. So yeah, it's all good to know that. All right. So Bluetooth. So here's a question. Can you get a Bluetooth monitor? No. You can't get a Bluetooth monitor because Bluetooth isn't fast enough. It can't transfer data that fast, but it can transfer data. So it's not good for video. It's not good for very, very large files, but it is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic for smaller files, for sound. I mean, I just showed you, right? The speakers, the headphones, fantastic. You can really kind of get into it, have some fun with it. Mice, keyboard, controllers, that kind of thing. All the input devices work great on Bluetooth. Throttling. Oh no, am I really? Okay. Well, here's hoping. I'm hoping it'll pick up there. Now, Bluetooth also does something kind of cool as well. You can use it for something called, you can use it for handshakes. Handshakes, what do I mean by handshakes? It's a technology term, so it's very much in the industry. So if you use technology like AirDrop or the Bump app or things like that. Bluetooth is used to get one device. Oh, Bluetooth has throttling issues. Bluetooth actually doesn't, depending on the version, but I will get into versioning in just a minute because I definitely want to cover that. But Bluetooth doesn't have enough data throughput for super large video or anything like that. So what it can do, though, is it can do something called handshakes. And handshakes are really, really cool. And it also works for these locator devices. Device card does it, right? Yes, the device card. There are some cards that use another technology called NFC, where you tap the, like you can just tap the card like you do for payments, and it can read the card. It uses NFC, which is near field communication. It's a little bit different, but from device to device. Oh, sorry, V cards. Yes, V cards absolutely. V cards absolutely go by Bluetooth. It's fantastic. So let me back it up just a second. So handshakes, AirDrop, all of that. The devices can connect to each other super quick. So you know what? I'm going to let you guys see what's going on here, because that way you guys can see what I see. Chat over. There we go. All right. So you can get the devices to connect together, and then you can initiate another protocol like Wi-Fi. So when you use AirDrop, it actually connects the Wi-Fi directly to the other device, and that way you can transfer these huge files, these huge files, where you overcome the limitation on Bluetooth to go directly. So it's really, really neat. The other thing is you can use finder tags or proximity tags. So you can put something on your keychain, and if your phone gets too far, if the Bluetooth signal kind of gets too weak and it goes, can't find it anymore, it'll beep and let you know, hey, wait, your keys, you're forgetting your keys. You can also do, so without Wi-Fi you cannot AirDrop without Wi-Fi, but you don't need the same Wi-Fi network. To do AirDrop, you do not need the same Wi-Fi network. If you are in a place that does not have the same Wi-Fi network, the phones will actually create an ad hoc network directly between the two devices. And it will use Bluetooth to transfer the information over. Also, Sabrina makes a really fantastic point where she says, what about V cards? V cards, in your contact list, every contact in your contact list is a V card or a virtual card. It's like your virtual Rolodex. And you can copy and transmit one of those cards by Bluetooth. Now, I showed this to Pete, and Pete went nuts. He thought that was the coolest thing, because then you literally just go, hey, let me send you my info. It's your virtual business card that you can literally just pop it right over to the other person's device. No miss, no mess. It goes into their contacts. There's no chance of losing it. It's phenomenal. So I love using it for V card, and like these little file transfers and things like that. And these finder tags are spectacular. I know somebody who actually put one on their dog, and it's fantastic. So if their dog goes too far away, it's okay. So Deb's asking, so when my phone sends a photo to another Samsung phone by touching it, it's using Bluetooth. Yes, it's using Bluetooth to tell the other device from your device, because you're the one transmitting the photo. It'll tell the other device, hey, can you use these network settings? And if the photo is pretty small, it might do it over Bluetooth, but normally it'll create a Wi-Fi network just for the moment and send the photo, and then it will kick that network off and go back to the regular one. So that is a spectacular question. Yeah, you can, between Samsung phones, tap and send photos, and the Bump app used to work like that too. So it was really neat. So Bluetooth allows for a lot of this stuff. All right. Is it safe? I mean, Pete, when I was talking to Pete about this, he was just like, yeah, but what does it do to my battery? Can somebody hack my phone? Okay, love the questions. And so is it safe? Yes, it is safe. Bluetooth is a wireless technology, which means it uses radio, but you'll notice that your Bluetooth speaker doesn't pick up everybody's phone. It only picks up phones that have been paired. So Bluetooth needs to pair up. So it needs to have this little kind of first date process to kind of, hey, we good, let's get on the same page. So yes, you can pair a device. So the Bluetooth device that you're pairing to, like the speaker or the controller or whatever have you, will either have a button on it that allows it to go into pairing mode. And usually it'll blink. If it has a blue light, it'll usually blink red and blue, or it'll blink blue very fast. And that tells you that it is looking for a device to pair with. And that way, your device, when you go to your menu, whether it's a computer, a smartphone, or what have you, it will look and it will go, hey, I see this device. Is this the one you want? You pick it and it will pair. Sometimes with keyboards, it will ask you to punch in a specific code, and that will be a unique code that only works for that connection. And that way, nobody else, you won't be typing and somebody else can, kind of snag your keystrokes. No. Bluetooth is kind of encoded with that. Now, speakers tend to have a very generic kind of pairing like that, but that's okay because it saves you from having to enter codes or fool around more than you have to. So a very intelligent means on that. Love that. So pairing keeps it in the family. Bluetooth devices tend to have a limited number of devices they remember. They have short memories, so they can usually remember 1 or 2 devices. So if you try to have like a speaker with like 16 phones on it, it doesn't work so well. You may have to repair it every once in a while. That does happen. It is a limitation of Bluetooth. Now, another thing I want to address, remember, if you guys remember back to the USB episode, there were versions of USB 1, 2, 3, and all of that. Bluetooth is no exception. So all of the later versions work with all of the previous version stuff. But Bluetooth is a little more interesting because every revision of Bluetooth, pardon me, every time the number goes up, we try to add range. Pardon. We try to add range. We try to add speed. We try to add to the number of devices it can remember. And last but not least, Bluetooth has gotten much more efficient about battery. Does Bluetooth drain your battery? The earlier versions really did. Like, they did quite a bit. But the new versions, like Bluetooth 4 and up, and especially Bluetooth 5, really, really super, super low battery drain. It's really awesome. It's not constant. It doesn't have to actively call out. It's a very, very streamlined process. So love that. And do you guys have any questions? Because I see there's still 4 of you on here. I lost 2 of you, unfortunately, but I can still see you. Actually, here's a funny one for you. Trivia. All these other computer technologies, they all have these, crazy acronyms. USB. Oh, I have iPhone earpods. Desynchronizes every time during music. It's so frustrating. Is it my Bluetooth the problem? It could be. You know what? Let's talk about that one-to-one at some point, one-on-one at some point. And by the way, if you guys do want to reach me one-to-one, you guys can send your questions or comments, or if you just want to reach out, coaching@artstrother.com. And I do love working with people. I love solving problems. So please, by all means, reach out if you have a problem. But I'd love to talk about that one. I'd love to talk about that one one-on-one because it could be a couple of things. So we want to see what that is. But yes, Bluetooth could be the problem. That could very much be an issue. The name Bluetooth, instead of USB, it was going to have one of these terrible acronyms, yet another acronym for computer stuff, go figure. When they were set to present, one of the key developers happened to be reading a biography of this king. And I'm referring to the notes because I want to get this right. Harold Gormson, who was known for 2 things. One, he was known for uniting Denmark and Norway in the year 958 AD. So he actually united 2 countries. And he was also known for having a dead tooth. And if anyone's ever seen a dead tooth, it can have a blackish blue appearance, which earned him the nickname Bluetooth. And this guy happened to be reading the biography. One of the developers happened to be reading the biography, and they were like, well, what do you call this thing? And he said, Bluetooth. And sure enough, and then get this, how cool is this? Then they took in honor of that, they decided to go a little nuts, and they decided to go and make the symbol for it. And they used 2 Nordic symbols or Norse symbols, I apologize, Norse, there we go, that's much better, Norse symbols, and put them together to make the logo for Bluetooth. So that became the logo that we see today. So how cool is that? You know, something a little different, you know, it's kind of fun to get into that. So that's Bluetooth. Now, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and hit them up. While you guys, I give you guys a couple of seconds to ask questions while I mention a few notes. As of next week, starting Monday, I'm not going live at 7:45. I'm going to bump this up by an hour and go live at 6:45. So I'm going to be a little bit earlier. If you can't see me live, that's okay. There will be replays on Facebook, YouTube, and I'm actually streaming to Twitch as well. So if anybody's watching on Twitch, hey, nice to see you. So yes, I will be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, which I already am, and you will be able to see the replays as you wish. Feel free to comment anyway. I do check the comments. I can address questions in either, if it's something very personal, back to you directly, or I can come back, or I will answer them on the videos, because I love questions. Oh, I love this. What are some basic troubleshooting steps to see if the problem is from the Bluetooth connection or the device you're trying to connect? That is a great question. Bluetooth is a cheap, simple, and it's a decidedly simple technology altogether. So the device, if it isn't working, Facebook, Twitch, and where? 18:45? Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at 6:45. Starting Monday, though. So over the weekend, I will be doing 7:45. Troubleshooting tips. If the device is not giving, I mentioned the pairing button earlier. If you hold down the pairing button, or oftentimes if there's only one button, it may be the power button. If you start the speaker, device, whatever, hold the power button, keep holding the power button, and the light will start to blink either very fast, or sometimes it'll blink slower, and then they'll start blinking fast, or blinking red and blue. That is your pairing mode. If the device is not doing that, then it is generally the device. If the device keeps cutting out, chances are, and other Bluetooth devices work on your phone, tablet, or computer, chances are it's the device itself. If, however, your phone just doesn't see the device, try turning off Bluetooth, turning it back on. But generally, Bluetooth it works or it doesn't. Beyond that, if you have something specific, we can talk about that. We can talk about that off show and get a little more specific. All right, guys, awesome to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with y'all, and I will be live again at 7:45 tomorrow night. And I will put up what the topic will be. I'm going to be talking, I actually figured that I'm going to be tackling photography. So I'm going to be giving you some cool tips about using your smartphone camera and getting better pictures with it. So tune in tomorrow at 7:45 if you want to know more about that. And thanks for watching. Have a great evening.